Nico, thank you. Beef prices, they're continuing to increase. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, ground beef cost an average of $6.78. That was in November.
Yeah, and that adds up quick when you're trying to feed a family. U.S. ag officials say they predict beef prices rose a total of 11.6% last year. The increase in prices comes as the U.S. has a historically small cattle herd. WGEM's Sydney Lyerly is live for us in Palmyra, Missouri this morning. She shares how the butcher shop there continues to feel the impact and how they're handling the issue. Sydney, good morning.
Natalie, good morning. The assistant manager here at the Country Butcher Shop in Palmyra says that they've tried to keep their prices as low as possible, but have had to raise some of them. She says they've been trying to work with as many cattle suppliers as possible, but says some of their suppliers don't currently have beef ready. Because of this, she says their cases have been emptier with fewer options for customers than normal.
It's been harder for us to get beef in since there's a short supply, so people have been having to wait a little extra longer to get their beef when they order one from us. But yeah, that's been our biggest hurdle, is just being able to get the beef in.
Larsky says they've had to raise some of their prices by 20%. Despite the raised prices, she says customers have still been buying a good amount, although she has noticed that they're buying less than they used to. Overall, she says their customers have been really understanding about the situation. She says, yes, they are disappointed by the raised prices, but they are understanding as to why the butcher shop has had to do that. Natalie, back to you.
Sydney, thank you. During the holidays, Larsky adds that people were splurging a bit more and buying more beef. But with the holidays now over, she expects people to begin buying less again.